Hey guys, StandardVR back with your daily Pokemon battles, but today we are not doing battles. We are doing some NAIC tournament review. If you haven't yet, if you enjoy this content, if you enjoy VGC or singles, if you've been watching for a while and haven't, drop a sub. It will really help me out. We absolutely crushed the 100 sub goal and are well on our way to 500 subs. So thank you. So anyways, NAIC this past weekend, NAIC 2025. Super fun event. If you've never gone to an international championship, I highly encourage you to go. So first what we're going to do, we're going to look at the top results. We're going to look at what won NAIC, and then later we will go through my tournament run and what I brought. So what I'm looking at with a lot of the top results here, Federico Camporesi, obviously amazing player, amazing team. This Miraidon, Lunala, just insane. Just dominates the board. The Whimsicott really gives you a lot of control and a lot of aggression right off the rip, and you can also TR with Lunala. It's really good at these best of 3 open team sheet competitions to really have a team that you kind of can lead anything, and it's kind of hard for your opponent to predict that. I think that's what gave him the advantage over Marco Silva, because Marco Silva, his team's very good, very well built, doesn't have a lot of dynamic speed control, which is fine. Which is one thing that you'll notice with a lot of these top teams is that they kind of went more for a balanced build. Obviously you have Trick Room here on the Calyrex and probably for a Graph. You might have Tailwind on the Volcarona, but a lot of these teams are all just super well balanced, super built teams that can kind of handle any situation. They go, hey, you know what? Maybe I don't want to set a speed control. Maybe I don't want Trick Room. Maybe I don't want Tailwind. I have the defensive options and the defensive tools to sit on the field and wait out your speed control or just pressure way too much from turn 1. I really like this Grass Pond on Eric Rios. That's a neat idea. And the Sinistcha over here on Francesco Piopero, some super cool tech. If you didn't know, me and That's a Plus One did a video on our thoughts on NAIC and what we thought was going to do well. And we actually predicted almost mon for mon the top 2 teams. I had Marco Silva winning the event. He made finals, so I will take that as well. So we're able to predict these top winning teams because these are just really well built teams, really well put together. Now, that being said, let's go over my tournament run. All right, so as you can see right here, we have the team I took, Kyurem White, NAIC 2025 4-4. Didn't do great. I wasn't really trying super hard at this tournament. It was more of just a fun vacation for me and my fiance, where we actually ended up asking my best friend to be my best man. So it was just a relaxing time in New Orleans, which is a fantastic city for this event and to just kind of explore, which we kind of walked everywhere. So it was super fun. Either way, Kyurem White, Assault Vest Kyurem White, super bulky, super strong, and just standard Tailwind, Taunt, Cali Shadow, Dozo stuff. So, as we saw, what did well was balance. This team performs very well and is very good. If Trick Room goes up, you kind of have a hard time waiting it out. You kind of have to get your Terras right and win you Terra, because a lot of my lines in the Trick Room is kind of going Torn, Kyurem, get some damage off, Dozo in the back to clean up. Obviously, if I don't have that grass type, Leech Seed can kind of take care of that Dozo. If I have to Terra Grass, Calyrex can kind of come in and just smoke the Dozo. So either way, this is very much a me style team. I like to just hit hard, hit fast, just have fun clicking blizzards. Kyurem, favorite restricted in the game. It's such a cool mon. I love the Ice Dragon. But it did well. It did well enough. It did what I wanted to do, which was go 4-4 at worst, basically. So let's get into this. So first, round 1, we had Julian Hernandez pros here. And I do apologize if I butcher any names. So they had a really cool Iron Hand, Zacian, Jugulus, Rapid Strike, Kyogre, Amoonguss. Super standard team. We've seen this team before. It's dicey, right? The Jugulus puts on a lot of pressure. The Kyogre puts on a lot of pressure. It's very tricky. So obviously Booster Jugulus, it had Snarl, so that's what they wanted to do. They kind of always led this thing because it's really good to get those Snarls off on Kyurem and Cali Shadow. So I think game 1 I went Torn Kyurem, did some damage, Dozo in the back to kind of clean up, right? Because if you can get rid of the hands, and the Urshifu to an extent, you don't really do a whole lot to Dozo with this team, which is fine. It's fair. There wasn't a whole lot of Dozo going into this event, so people, I don't think, were super prepped for Dozo. One of the reasons I wanted to bring it. Either way, they played super well. Finally found the line because they were leading Jugulus. I think they led Jugulus Kyogre most matches. Or they led Jugulus Ogre match 1, game 1. And then they figured out you go Amoonguss Jugulus and it stops the Torn Kyurem because you can spore things, right? So then I finally figured out, hey, what if we lead Indeedee Kyurem in game 3 and you can't do anything because Indeedee just redirects anything like this Zacian. That's what they kept bringing, is they kept bringing the Zacian because it pressured the Kyurem. So Indeedee Kyurem, we follow me away the Behemoth Blade, and then we just don't have to worry about committing that Ground Terror to Earth Power because we can get 2 hits off on this Zacian, and that way the Kyogre can't come in the back and blow us up. Either way, super fun team, super fun games. It was a great way to start the day. Round 2, we had a Relbo. Super aggressive Torkoal, Chi-Yu, Koraidon, Weezing team. This was like Specs Shadow Rider. It was Scarf Chi-Yu, which I was very worried about the Scarf Chi-Yu. I wasn't sure how I was going to deal with it, but I knew that if I could get them to lock into Snarl, because that's the thing with this team, having 2 big special attackers, they always want to lock in that Snarlmon and just debilitate them. So they locked in that Snarl, and then I just bring in Dozo in the back and clean up. It's not as easy as it sounds, but it was a fun match because the Weezing also makes Dozo hard. I just luckily got my Dozo Tatu on the board in the correct positioning with the correct speed tier switches that I needed so that I could get that Dozo activated. So we were able to win that one. So we're 2-0. We started the day 2-0. Super cool. Then round 3, Ashley Scobie, maybe. I'm not sure. Again, big Jugulus Kyogre, but this time they had this Amoonguss Calyrex core. And my team does not do well with Amoonguss Calyrex. It just doesn't. At least the way I play it, it doesn't. Lost this one, which is fine. They never brought the Calyrex Amoonguss core, which was very odd to me. They always led on Iron Jugulus Kyogre, and they always had Urshi and Rillaboom in the back. Actually, I take that back. Maybe one game they had Amoonguss over Rillaboom. But either way, they never brought the Calyrex and the Amoonguss. And so my team, again, Trick Room, very bad matchup. So I over-respected the Amoonguss Calyrex every game, and they never brought it. And if I would have just brought Indeedee Shadow Rider, because like my board was always Torn Kyurem, Dozo in the back, because that's the way you deal with this Trick Room core. But they never brought that. They always led Jugulus Kyogre and went that route with, like I said, the Rillaboom and the Urshifu in the back. If I would have just stuck to my guns, brought the Indeedee Shadow Rider, went for the damage, I think we would have been able to win this one out. But that's Mons. You don't always know what your opponent's going to do, and sometimes they get lucky, sometimes you get lucky. I got some freezes. They got a turn 1 Thunder Para, full Para. All's fair in love and war, right? Anyways, super fun match. Round 4. Andrew Zhang. And yes, it is that Andrew Zhang. The one that, like, top cuts tournaments, possibly regional win champion. I can't really remember. I think he's a regional champion. Super good player. I should not be winning these matchups because I don't prep well enough to win these matchups. They had a hard Trick Room, Smeargle, Calyrex, Lunala team. This was a banded Urshifu Dark. Urshifu Dark just runs through my entire team, which is exactly how they played it. They played super well. They were able to get their Trick Room up and then just sweep with Urshi Cali in the back. Again, really good player. I made them make the right plays, but they're a bit above my skill level. Round 5, William Cryer. Ditto, Indeedee. This is a Scarf Ape with Final Gambit, so I had to respect that. Brute Bonnet, Eternatus. This was a Meteor Beam, super aggressive Eternatus. I think they were running Toxic on it as well. So kind of like a mixed bag, kind of like how I think I would like to play this Mon. Is kind of like you have your Toxic stall stuff, but you also just hit really hard. Because I think it's Protect, Toxic, Meteor Beam, Dynamax Cannon. Really cool set. Kind of playing it kind of like a weird Lunala that can actually do damage over time type situation. Super good player. I knew I had to respect the final Gambit Ape. So, definitely just like let my NDD go down. Round 1, game 1. Was able to win that out just with the 3 mons I had in the back. And then game 2, because that's what I did. I went NDD Kyurem to stop the ape, and then I brought Dozo in the back to deal with the back line, which is how I deal with Trick Room teams. Then, so game 2, they left the ape at home, and then they brought the Ditto since I brought Dozo. But my Dozo obviously is better than a Ditto Dozo. But because of how the mechanics work. I do believe we ended up losing that one to the Brute Bonnet is kind of what he was able to leverage to win that one out. Game 3, they went hard Eternatus Calyrex. And I just started hitting things. I'm pretty sure I Pollen Puffed this Brute Bonnet and it just one-shot it. Which, you get that boost off of Cali Shadow and things start to get dicey. So we were able to win that one out. Then, round 6, Jared Hunt. This team is an auto loss for my team. There is hardly any way that my team can win against this one. The Big Pow, the Cali Ice, the Zenta with Wide Guard, Ting Lu. They just led Ting Lu, I believe, Cali Ice every game, and I just couldn't break it. It just isn't really possible. I just kind of have to get some freezes from Blizzards. It's never able to quite get it. So, they won that one. Round 7, Keegan Van Ginkel. Super cool team. Again, another Koraidon, Chi-Yu, Lunala core with Ursaluna. So this was another one, like I said, those teams that can go either speed direction. This is one of those teams that can do that. Super cool, super aggressive team that I was able to win this one out because I practiced a lot against like Koraidon, Lunala, because I did originally have Wheezing Koraidon on this team because it was a core that I was working with a lot. So like I kind of knew how to deal with Koraidon. It was just something that I practiced with. But able to win that one out. Then we have Wyatt Fout. This was a super fun round 8 with the Cali Shadow, Raging Bolt, Zamazenta. Now, the thing that everyone gets surprised by, unless this was an Assault Vested Incineroar, which it was not. I believe it was buried, maybe a helmet. Ground Terra Earth Power from Kyurem, just Oko's Incineroar. I got a lot of crits with Earth Power, but it didn't matter. Oko's, most Incineroars, Oko's quite a few Zenta builds. Bolt can kind of live sometimes, especially if they're Electric Terra. But this was a super cool team. I believe they were Dark Terra, Cali Shadow, which gave me problems. They were able to win this one out just through correct defensive pivots, and I just, again, late in the day, I'm old. I wasn't playing well. It's fine. Super fun team, super fun match. So we were able to go 4-4 with Kyurem White. And I'm happy with that. Because again, it was just a super chill, super fun time with friends. And that is my NAIC run. Feel free in the comments to ask me any questions about the team, about my run, about NAIC in particular. The event is absolutely spectacular. The Pokemon Company puts on such a great event with the international championships. But as always, please like, comment, subscribe, and have a great day. Peace.